Hi everyone, it's Blue. In this video, I'm going to go over some basic questions about Mweor that new players tend to have, so I hope you guys find this helpful. The first question I'm going to go over is, how do I make my Mweors happy? Making Mweors happy is pretty simple. They just need to be fed, watered, and played with. You can actually feed and water straight from your cattery. Watering is free, but keep in mind that feeding does cost money. It's 50 mm per Mweor. So if you feed from your cattery, that's going to feed all of your mweors, and if you have a lot of cats like I do, it's going to cost quite a bit. So that is an option, but keep the cost in mind. You can also feed and water from your mweors page. So let's say I click on my little starter here. I can feed her, and it's only going to take 50 mm because I'm just feeding one mweor. She's watered. I watered from my cattery already. And she needs to be played with. So to play with a mweor, they need to have a toy, a plushie, or a pet. As you can see, Georgia has a mouse toy, but I'm going to show you how to give them some toys. So first of all, to get a toy, you might have to go to the toy shop, which is located right here. You can buy toys from the toy shop, or as you can see here, you can actually get toys from random events if you're just playing the game. So I got a green ruined top for free. Perfect. So say you bought a toy from the toy shop, or you found one. You can also find them in the dumpster sometimes, which is located right here. As you can see, somebody has actually recently dumped some toys into the dumpster, so I'm going to claim one. So now that I have some toys, I'm going to go to my inventory. This is one option for equipping your Mweor with a toy. And you just click on the toy, and you select an action. You're going to have a list here of all the Mweors that you can put it on. So I just want to put it on Georgia. Let's go take a look at her page. Now another option for equipping toys is you can actually go to their items tab right here, and you can go into the dressing room. Right here, you're going to have a list of all your owned items. So these are items that you can actually put on your Mweor. So let's say I want to give her the green ruined top from in here. I just click on that. As you can see, it's in her list of items, I guess, and then just hit save. So now she has all these toys. Now I'm going to play with her. You can just click whatever. As you can see, it doesn't always work on the first try, so I'm just going to play again. And now she's happy. And actually, if you go to your cattery, you can tell who's happy because they're going to have a little happy smiley face beside them. And the sad ones have a sad face. Once a Mweor is happy, you can breed them and you can explore with them. You don't actually have to take care of them every day. They're not gonna die or run away or anything like that. So don't worry if you don't have time or if you don't have the money to make them happy every day. The next question is how to make some money. So I actually want to make another video that goes more in depth on money making. So I'm just going to go over some really basic ways that you can make money. So the easiest way to make money is going to be the games. So I can just show you how to play the games really quick if you don't know how to play them. Guess the number is probably the one that most people avoid when they don't know how to play it. It's actually pretty easy. So all you have to do is divide your numbers in half when you're playing this, if that makes sense. So for example, he starts with a number between 1 and 999. I'm going to split that in half roughly. I'm going to go with 500. He's pointing upwards, so I'm going to split my next guess between 500 and 999. I'm going to go with 750. Now he's pointing down. Now just to keep it simple, I'm going to go down just to 700. You could split it in half a little better if you wanted to, but I like to use numbers that are easier for me to remember, so I know what I've guessed already. Still pointing down. So between 500 and 700, I'm going to guess 600. Now he's pointing up. So between 600 and 700 is 650. Pointing up again, I'm going to do 675. Still pointing up, I'm going to go to 680. 690. 695. Now he's pointing down. So let's do 693. 692. Oh my, 691. There you have it. Usually using that method you can get the guess in about 11 tries. So somewhere from 10 to 12. So you can play that 2 more times. You can play that 3 times a day total, and it'll tell you how many times you've played. So the next game is going to be Item Hunter. As you can see, I'm currently looking for 3 black solid scarves. So when you're playing Item Hunter, make sure that you are buying items from the site shops. So for these scarves, I would want to go to Glacier Grotto. And I'm going to go here and visit Kathy. She's where all the scarves are. If you decide to buy some items for purple from the user shops, make sure that you're buying them at a price that is normal for the site shops. So say she would give me 20,000 per scarf. That's based on the site shops. They're costing about 17,000 right now. So she would give me about 60,000 for this maybe. Let's say I bought 3 scarves from user shops and I bought them for like 50,000 each. She wouldn't care that I spent that much. She only cares about the site prices. So even if I spent 150,000 on scarves to give to her, she would still only give me about 60 or 70,000-ish. So make sure that you know your prices. There's actually a pretty good guide on the help board. And I believe it is by Squirrely Paws. And it's right here. Price guide. So let's say I want to know how much these scarves normally go for. I can hit Control F. I can search for scarf. Let's try scarves. And Squirrely Paws Guide tells you all the prices, all the site shop prices. The next game is Mouse Cat Dog. This one is super easy. You can play it 3 times a day. Well, you can win 3 times a day. You can play as many times as you need to. So all I really do is I just spam mouse over and over until I win 3 times. Super easy. Then you have Paw Draw. You can play once a day. And the Socialite. The Socialite you can play as many times a day as you want, but the payout is pretty low. So if you don't know how to play it, she tells you the Mweor you want to look at. She's looking for a grandparent of this Mweor. So let's open that in a new tab and take a look at its lineage. Here you have the parents and here are the grandparents. So this is the row that you want to be looking in, the second one right here. We are looking for a Mweor that has a white zebra marking on a white base. So I can already tell this one has zebra, so let's take a look at her. White zebra, but the base color is actually a pattern. So let's see if anybody else has zebra. Maybe this guy. Yes, so he has white zebra on a white base. So I'm going to go with him. So what you want to do is go up to the URL at the top of your page, and I'm going to highlight this. This is his Mweor ID. I'm going to copy it, just Control C. And I'm going to go back to the Socialite and Control V, paste that in there. That's correct. I got some So like I said, the payout is super low, but you can play it as many times as you want. If you have a lot of time, then go for it. Another easy way to make money is go to Arbor Village and go to the Lost Temple up here. You can play this once an hour. So just approach the temple. I like to take in a greater Mweor. I just kind of scroll down on my list and pick a random one. And then I'm just going to keep exploring. I like to go until I have at least 5,000 treasure. Sometimes my Mweor will get scared and run out of there before I hit 5,000. But that's okay. I would rather have like kind of a good chunk of money instead of running out when I only have like 250 It's kind of pointless. As you can see, you can also collect artifacts when you're in here. That's just going to give you an item when you leave. This is turning out to be a pretty good run. Alright, so now my courage is low. I have at least my 5,000 that I want. And I also have an artifact, which is pretty cool. Return to safety. So I got my money, and I got some ancient jade bracelets. That's pretty sweet. Another way to make money that's pretty simple. Let's go to our Mweor that we made happy so we can explore with her. I'm going to take her into the preserve, and you can just do that by hitting this explore button on their page. So once you're in the preserve, start looking behind all the rocks and all the trees, and you can find hidden little piles of money. Let's see if I can actually find one. You can also look on these little islands in this river. Very rarely I will find money on those. There. Collect. You can also find money. These guys are all getting in the way. You can also find money behind the waterfalls. So you can go to this waterfall up here and look behind it. And there's another one in the lower part of the map. So sometimes there's money behind there. There's also sometimes money on these islands, as you can see. However, be careful because going in the water does take energy from your Mweor. Sometimes I find the money like a little bit out into the water, so that's why I kind of go around the edges there. So yeah. Another way to make money, let's see here. If you go to Thundertown, you can go to the Crackle Mountain Maze. So I'm gonna take Georgia in. And in here you can find these lightning orbs. So this little blue thing here, that's a lightning orb. These are obstacles that are going to take energy away from your Mweor. I have Georgia in here, she's a lesser, so all of those obstacles are gonna hurt her. If you have a greater Mweor, depending on the element, these obstacles might actually give them some energy. So this one right here is a mudslide. If I had an earth Mweor or a plant, this would actually give them energy. But in this case, poor little Georgia, it's going to take energy away from her. Let's see if I can actually find some orbs. Oh, there was one right there. So here's an orb. I'm just going to collect it. You can go through the maze, Go as long as you want, or as long as your Mweor has energy. You're going to run into creatures that you have to fight to get past. And if you don't know this trick, sparring goes a whole lot faster if you refresh the page after you attack. You don't have to wait for the animation or the timer if you have it on that setting. These gray obstacles here, these are not elemental obstacles. These are actually little caves that only lessers can get in. The graders are too big to fit into the caves, but you can send a lesser in and they can actually fetch an orb for you. Not including those obstacles, there are roughly 64 of these orbs in the maze. So once you have around 64, once you're close to there, then you know you're pretty much done with the maze. So once you decide that you want to stop, oh, here's another thing. This is actually a berry that will give your Mweor more energy, no matter what breed it is. So let me grab that really quick. This is another way to make money, random events. As you play the game, you might just find some money. I found a whole $1. There, so I got some strawberries. Give her some more energy. Once you decide that you're done with the maze, you just go to the bottom and you hit complete maze. And then make sure you select yes, give me my orbs. If you don't pick anything here and you just like go back to your cattery or something, you're not actually leaving the maze. So yes, give me my orbs. And let's go to my inventory. I have 2 lightning orbs. So from there you can go back to Thundertown and you can go to this power plant here. You can trade in your orbs for 1,000 each. Another option is to put them into your shop and people will actually buy them for up to maybe around 5,000 each. So you can make a lot more money if you just toss them into your shop instead of doing the power plant. So I'm just going to move on to the next question. Like I said, I want to make another video that goes more in depth on money making. So those are just some basic money makers there. The next question is going to be how to get more mweors. So the first option you guys might have noticed in the exploring part that I did in the preserve, there are actually wild mweors in there that you can catch. So I'm going to go back down to trusty old Georgia. I'm going to explore with her and let's find some wild mweors. Here's one. They tend to jump around a little bit, so they can be a little hard to catch, but just keep going after them, you'll get them eventually. With the lessers, all you can do is just claim and hope that you get them. And I was very unlucky there. Let's see if I can get this one. There's just too much going on in here. If you have a lower level Mweor, then the wild creatures are going to be just like spiders and scorpions, I think. It'll be a lot easier to deal with them. But of course, Georgia has to be level 9. Alright, so I caught up to this one finally. I'm going to try to claim it. And it ran away too, that's so sad. If you ever actually want to look at the Mweor, you can click it here. Let's open it in a new tab. And you can actually take a look at the Mweor. Oh, and he's pretty cute too, and he has good markings. I'm sad he ran away. I'm gonna pat him. See if I can find somebody else. You can also find wild Mweors in Glacier Grotto, or not Glacier Grotto. If you go to the windswept tundra. And you can also find them in the Forbidden Jungle, which you can reach from Arbor Village. The Mweors in there there's a bug where they might be too old to breed, or they might actually be owned by somebody else, in which case you can't catch them anyway. There's also a lot more room for them to jump around, so I think it's a lot harder to catch them in those areas, so I just use the preserve for catching mweors. Maybe I can get her. I got her. Alright, I want to see if there's a greater breed out here. So here we have an heir. When you're trying to catch a greater mweor, just claiming them, there's a very low chance that you'll actually get them. If you really actually want them, you're going to want to use an essence. So if you need an essence, you can buy one using your fame points. If you just click up here, I'm going to open in a new tab. So here you have all your essences. Obviously you want to buy the one that matches the breed that you're trying to catch. So I would want an heir. You can also buy these from the user shops if you don't have any fame points. They can get kind of expensive sometimes though, so let's see how much the heir essences cost at the moment. Sometimes they're really cheap, sometimes they're really expensive, it just depends. Yeah, so right now they're 60,000 That would not be worth it to me at all. So I'm going to use my essence here, and then I'm going to try to claim. So now I have them where? Let's go back to my cattery. Here we can see who we've caught. Once you catch them, they're automatically named Wild Mweor. She's kind of pretty. Another way to get mweors is to buy them, of course. So you can go to the mweor search and hit for sale. From here you can put in all the stuff that you want, whatever specifications you want. Okay, so I like to do buyout and money, and then we can set our maximum price. So let's say 50,000. You can specify anything else, like what breed you want, male, female, how old. Let's do minimum 2 if I want to breed it, and maximum age, let's do 15. So I'm going to search, and here we have all our options. This one looks kind of cute, so let's just buy her. To buy the mweor, you want to click on its name. You can look at it, look at the markings, whatever you want before you decide to buy it. And if you do want to buy it, scroll all the way down and you're going to be able to purchase. And obviously the last way to get more mweors is to breed them. And that brings us to our next question: how do we breed mweors? So to breed a mweor, it needs to be happy. So we're going to feed, water, and play with again. Let's give her a toy. So now she's ready to breed. Never been bred, so she's not on a cooldown. She's old enough, and she's happy. So you can breed within your own cattery, of course, if you go to your breeding center. As long as you have a happy male and a happy female, you can breed within your own cattery. So I would be able to pick my wild mweor here, and then if I had any males, I would be able to pick it right here, and then just click breed selected mweors. I don't think I have any males right now. Let me check. Yeah, I have this one, but he's not old enough. All the cats in my other tabs, those are way too old. I need to release them, but it's just so much work. So since I don't have any males that I can breed with my girl here, let's go to the breeding search. So you can go to Mweor search here and hit breedable. We can put in all of our specifications that we want. So let's say public, money, maximum, let's do 5,000. Let's see, we want a male because we're trying to breed the female here. We can put in whatever specifications we want. Let's say we want a mweor that has some high soundness. Let's say minimum 90 soundness. Let's see who comes up. I am going to make another video that goes more in depth on breeding. So obviously when you're breeding, you'll want to look at the markings, make sure that some markings match up or would look nice together, you know, stuff like that. And let's say this guy caught my eye, apple strike. So to breed with them, first let's say we're looking at the markings, want to make sure they look good. Go all the way to the bottom, and here you can select your mweors. So at the top, you're going to have the eligible ones. So this is the girl that I made happy. And it's going to give you a preview, which is really nice if you don't know all your mweors apart from each other, like I wouldn't. Look at these names. I don't know who's who. So once you select the mweor that you want, place breeding request. And that actually doesn't breed them, so make sure you hit continue. And then from here you can see your requests that you've sent, and you hit breed, and that's actually going to breed them, and it tells you they're expecting a baby mweor. So the babies take 4 days to be born, 4 real days. The next question here is how to explore with your mweors, or how to spar with them. Exploring and sparring are interchangeable terms. They both mean the same thing. So I already showed you that really. They just have to be happy. You can explore in the preserve here. There are other options, of course. There's the Crackle Mountain Maze, which I showed you. You can explore in there. If you go to Arbor Village and click over here, you can go to the Forbidden Jungle. And then if you go to Glacier Grotto, you can click up here and go to the Windswept Tundra. I'm going to make another video that goes in depth on sparring, so that's all I'm going to say here. Now I'm going to show you how to make cattery tabs. So if you want to organize your mweors, organize your cattery, make new tabs, move them around, you're going to hit organize right here. It's going to bring you to this page. It shows you all your tabs and what mweors are in them. So let me just minimize so I can see them all here. Let's say we want to add a tab. We're going to click add tab. You can click this button to rename it. What should I call it? I don't even know. Let's call it cats. Again. Hit save. Now, in order to keep your tab there, you have to make sure there is at least one mweor in it. If there's no mweor in it, it's going to get deleted. So let's open up this tab here. I'm just going to drag somebody over there. Let me minimize it again. You can move your tabs around like this. Put it wherever you want. And then once you're done with all of that, you're going to save changes. If you don't hit this button at the top to save all your changes, it's actually not going to remember any new tabs that you've added, and it's not going to delete empty tabs or move mweors around. So always make sure you press this button when you're finished. From this page, you can also get to the order retired mweors. That's just going to organize your retired section. if you have any mweors in there. I don't have any retired mweors on this account. Next question is, how do I stock my shop? So if you don't have a shop yet, you're going to click here, your shop. You'll have an option to create one. Once it's created, you're going to have these 3 tabs here. So you can rename it, you can give it a description. This is where you upgrade it so it can carry more items. Income is where the money goes when somebody buys your items. So when somebody buys an item from your shop, it doesn't go directly into your money or MP up here. It's going to go into your shop till. So you have to come here and you have to withdraw it. Shop inventory is all the items that you have in your shop. I don't have anything in there right now, so I'm going to show you how to stock your shop. You're going to go to your inventory and click on whatever item you want to sell. So let's say I want to sell the lightning orbs. I'm going to select put in shop. And I want to put 2 of them in there, all of my orbs. From here you can press this X button if you want to put more things in your shop, or you can go straight to your shop. Let's go back to the inventory. If the price is at 0, it's not going to show up in your shop to other people, so they can't buy anything for free from your shop. So let's say I want to sell it for 4,000 MM. Make sure you switch from MP to money, and then hit update inventory. If you want to remove things from your shop, you're going to hit this little checkbox right here and then choose how many you want to remove and then hit update. That'll take the items out for you. If you want to see what your shop looks like to other people, you can go to your cattery. And then once you're in your cattery, hit the shop button over on the side here. And this is going to be what your shop looks like to everybody else. You can actually buy your own items too if you want to put money in your shop till for some reason. That's a way to do it, but you also have a bank if you want to use the bank. But yeah, that's an option if you want to do that. The next question, let's see. How do I sell my mweors or put them up for breedings? So this one is very simple. You're going to go to the mweor that you want to sell or put up for breedings. Let's take a look at this girl. So you're going to scroll down to their information here. You can put them up for breedings with this first box. You can do public or private. Public means anybody can breed with them for the price that you set. Private means that you will have to accept their request before they can breed them. So if you just want anybody to be able to do it, you can do public. Let's say I put her up for 5,000 MM. You can also put them up for sale with the next box. You can do buyout. Anybody can buy them for the price that you set. Or up for bids. Bids means that people will have to enter a bid that is equal to or higher than the price that you set. And then you will have to accept the bid. Buyout, they can buy them mweor automatically. Let's say I want to put her up for sale for 10,000. And you can put them up for both at the same time. So let's update her settings. And now she is up for breedings and she is for sale. Now let's go over how to send items and money to other players. So if you want to send an item to somebody, you can go to your inventory. Click on the item you want to send. Action, you're going to pick give away. And then you put in the ID of the player you want to send it to. I'm going to send it to my main account. And here it's going to tell you the person that you're sending it to, so always make sure you double check that. make sure you're sending it to the right person. You don't want to accidentally send it to the wrong person. You could even possibly send it to an inactive account, and that person would never get back online to send it back to you if they would be nice enough to do that. So always make sure you're double checking there. You can select the amount. I only have one, and then just hit give. And there you have it. If you want to send money to somebody, you can select transfers here. You can specify how much you want to send. So let's say I want to send 50,000. Here you select you enter the player ID, send it to my main account, hit submit, and it's again going to give you a little preview of who you're sending it to, so make sure you're sending it to the right person. Then you're going to have to put in your password. And confirm. And then you're also going to have a history of all the transfers that you've sent and received. These go way back to when shinies were a thing. It's fun. The next question is, what do I do if I messed up my cattery? So there are a few ways that you can mess up your cattery if you're playing around with your coding and some of your coding is broken. It can make it so that maybe you can't scroll all the way down. It gets rid of your mweor section. That's pretty common. So you just have the top section, but you can't see your mweors at all. Sometimes it will make it so that your cattery shows up for just a split second and then everything goes white and you can't do anything when you hit your cattery page. So in order to fix a messed up cattery, you're just going to hover over cattery here and go to reset cattery. This is not going to get rid of any of your mweors. It's not going to get rid of any money. All it does is reset the cattery description. So anything you have in this box right here, that's what it's going to reset. And it is kind of annoying when you lose a bunch of coding, so make sure that you always have backups for your layout coding, but that's how you fix that. Another question is how to get a profile picture. So let's say you have an image that you want to use as your profile picture. You're going to right click on it and copy image address. That's going to put it on your clipboard. It can differ depending on what browser you're using. Usually this should be an option though, copy image address. Then you go to your cattery. You're going to scroll down and just paste that image address into this avatar section right here. Save changes. And there you have it, profile picture. Another question I tend to see is people asking if there's a Mweor Discord. There is no longer an official Discord for Mweor, but there are some player-made ones. So if you go to chat, go all the way down here to general talk. There are a few options. So here we have the Mweor's Chord, we have the Garden, and the Empire, and let's see, there's another one I know of. See, here's some questions right here. Active Discords. I guess it hasn't been bumped in a while, but there's one that Ashlyn made. It's called the Cafe. Maybe I missed it. But those are the main Discords, really. I think that's it. I think that's all the basic questions. If you have any more questions that you want me to go over, I can always make another video. I would love to remake this one eventually once I'm better at making videos and editing them and all that good stuff, because I've never done this before. I'm sure this video is not going to be super great. So yeah, let me know if this helped. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to go over. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.